Hi guys, I'm Andre Harrison and I'm the owner of the Motorsport 101 YouTube account and podcast channel, and I just thought I'd take this time out to create an update video for you guys talking about how things have gone since we started. It's been a kind of crazy 2.5 months since we started doing this, and there's been a few ups and downs, but I think the initial success has been unbelievable since we started this. Now, before I really get going, I wanted to say apologies if you hear any background noise. There's a loft conversion going on in my house right now. It's literally about 15 feet above my head. There's little I can do about that right now, but I thought, let me strike while the iron is hot and record this while I still have thoughts in my head. So if you hear any background noise, that's why. It's probably going to be drilling, so I apologise for that in advance. But I wanted to get some early numbers out there for you guys that were curious. The YouTube channel has already over 600 subscribers, which is just crazy in the space of 2.5 months. So over 600 subs, over 15,000 views on YouTube already since we started, and over 5,000 total plays since we uploaded the entire backlog of podcasts to SoundCloud, and that was back in January. So since then we've had over 5,000 plays on the podcast, which is just insane. We're averaging about 400 to 500 plays an episode, which is just ridiculous. So for a brand new podcast with a relatively unknown figure in me leading the way, I think that's pretty crazy numbers, and I'm very proud of what we've been able to achieve so far. It's not like Ara, for example, that he does a great job with the Pit Lane podcast, but he's already got an audience of 70,000 watching, and we haven't got that privilege, so we've had to pretty much start from scratch. So to get those early numbers is incredible, and I can only thank you guys even more so when I tell you that, of course, we are on Patreon, as you probably already know. We made a big deal of mentioning that early on, and it's worked out beautifully because I can say proudly that the podcast is 100% funded by you, the listeners. We are officially self-sufficient. We can cover all of our costs by doing this. So, you guys and your support means we can do this without having to worry about money. Anything we make beyond 50 from here on in on that Patreon goal will now go back into funding us as content creators. It's more specifically King and Johnson as opposed to me, because I actually now work a decent amount of hours, and I don't want to take anything off their share, quite frankly. So anything beyond that will go to them most likely until we get to a significant number. Also, when it comes to Patreon, we've added a new goal. If we get to $90 a month in fan support, we will consider live streaming episodes of the podcast on various platforms, maybe a Twitch exclusive channel. Maybe Patreon backers will be able to talk to us directly while we tape, and that'll add another dimension to the podcast itself. I didn't want to do it straight away because I wanted to see what the audience level was like. So hey, if there's enough requests for live streams of the podcast, or maybe potentially Google Hangouts in future, let me know. I might even reduce the goal if it comes down to it and you guys really want me to, want us to produce the show on a live basis, so, have more viewer interaction and all that good stuff. It's a possibility. It's something I've definitely considered. It was something that Johnson brought to my attention because of Total Biscuits podcast. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called the Co-optional podcast. They live stream it, and then they put the full podcast itself on YouTube afterwards. Speaking of that, YouTube has been a very, very interesting entity since we started as well. I absolutely love what we do in terms of the production value that goes into our highlights, and I have to give a tremendous thank you to Ryan King for doing that. In case you didn't know already, pretty much every video that's gone on this channel since its inception, except for maybe a couple that I've made with video blogs and whatnot, almost every video since inception has come from Ryan King's editing department. He's done an absolutely tremendous job, and I am so proud to have him as a friend, and I am so lucky to have him because he has done a tremendous job. So if you haven't already, go to his Twitter account, @RyanEricKing, and tell him thank you, because he has done an absolutely tremendous job, and he is a big part of the reason why we've had this early success, because his production value is fantastic, and it almost makes me feel bad for what I've done, because I'd like to be able to edit more, and I want to edit more, hence why when this PC of mine gets built in the next couple of weeks, I'll be taking more of the editing slack on, because this laptop isn't particularly great. I mean, I'm already doing Sorry about that. I'm already doing 2 videos a week for Race World TV, and I'm already working 25 hours a week, so I'm kind of limited in that regard. So, you know, I'd like to take on more. I'm motivated to take on more, and I want to be a better editor anyway, because that's one of my biggest fallacies when I was a gaming YouTuber, was that I didn't edit enough, and I was very lazy in that regard, and that's something I don't take a lot of pride in. And I take a lot of pride in this channel, and I want to be able to improve. So I might even make the switch from Vegas to Adobe Premiere, and you know, learn that to try and basically get these videos out faster, because I love the highlights, but as you probably noticed, we often fall a couple of episodes behind, and it's not ideal, and that's because we've only got one guy editing videos right now, when all 3 of us very easily could, and we're all very busy people. It's a side project for most of us now. We all lead busy lives. I think King works 12 hours a week. Johnson does RC Racing TV work. Again, apologies for the noise. He does RC Racing TV work, and you know, he's busy with that. And he was at the BTCC season opener at Brands Hatch this past weekend. He's a very busy guy. Again, I work 25 hours a week now at William Hill, so it's not ideal, but we're trying to make it work. We're trying really hard to play catch up, because what we want to do is have one exclusive segment on YouTube before the full episode goes out as like a sneak preview. But we can't do that because we keep catching up with previous episodes' highlights that we keep producing, because, you know, these things take some time, and, you know, it's just the unfortunate nature of these things. But that's our problem. We'll work it out in the future, and hopefully we'll keep you guys posted on that as time goes on. So, before I go, I just want to say a massive thank you to my team, and that's, you know, Adam Johnson, obviously, follow him at AJ_Bombersports, he's fantastic. Ryan King, as you know, tremendous guy, brilliant aspiring journalist, and just an oracle for F1 information, and a brilliant editor as well in his own right. And again, the big reason why I've had this early YouTube success is purely because of him. I only do some of the voiceover work for the Dre Brief series, and that's really about it, and I feel bad about that myself, as I've said before. And a big thanks to Zara Daniela as well, who you probably know on Twitter, at Zara Sahid. Follow her, and follow her website, My Puncher Paradigm, at wordpress.com. She is a tremendous writer, very knowledgeable, very funny person to be around, one of the nicest people I've ever met on Twitter, and she's incredibly talented with Photoshop, and all the episode art you often see in episodes has come purely from her, and they're very great, and I take a lot of pride in that, because like, hooking those people in is a great idea, and just having something different, something humorous out of things as basic as an episode thumbnail, I think goes a long way. So I like the little details, and Zara's the queen of that, and I'm very glad to have her on the team. And she's a great asset to have for the podcast, so thanks to her, and a big thanks to the guys at Race World TV. They partner with us on this YouTube channel, and they've done a great job in spreading the word about me and this channel itself, and they've let me plug myself on any given video I've made at this point. They're fantastic in that regard, and I'm very grateful to have them on my corner as well, because they do genuinely believe in trying to make me a star over there on their own channel with the Top 5 series. So, big thanks to them as well. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the update. Many more videos coming soon. When I start editing with this PC, which you can't see it's up there, I've already got like half the parts for it already up on top of my wardrobe. Once the whole thing is built and good to go, I'll be taking more on the slack, and you'll be seeing a lot more videos, which is only going to be great in the future. So, big thanks to everybody as always. We can't do this without your support, so thank you all so much for that. And again, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Sayonara.